First, and then we go with the legs. I just picked it.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of The Whole Bushel. I'm your host, Eze Jackson. The Whole Bushel is an interview show where I sit down with performing artists to discuss a range of topics and issues that matter to them the most, all while sitting down eating crabs the way we do here in Baltimore, Maryland. Today I'm joined by two performing artists, two of my favorite artists. First is Height Keech, who is an MC and host of a podcast called Height Zone World. I'm also joined by J Pope, singer, MC, spoken word artist, and lead singer of the group J Pope and Funk Friday. Thanks for coming, y'all.
Thanks, man.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Y'all enjoy the crabs?
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you got an interesting technique over here, Jasmine. I always tell people that they can, crack their crabs and put the meat on the side. But you got like a nice little pile over here.
I am very aware of the sound concerns. I don't want to be cracking a bunch of crabs like a bunch of that, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I wanted to make sure that I had everything cracked into the side so we could talk and interview and all that good stuff,
Yeah, a lot of times viewers are like, why aren't y'all eating the crabs more? But it cracks loud in the camera, so we usually eat beforehand. But welcome, y'all. I'm glad to have y'all on the show. J Pope, you got a song called We Are Here.
I do.
You asked, quote, what's a safe zone if it doesn't include the homes of the saviors and liberators?
I was here. I was more than a name or the sum of all my fears and faults. I was love, I was light, I was wrong, I was right. When you look at my life, I hope you see the fight and remember that I was here. 'Cause after the darkest of nights, then the sweetest of mornings comes, and I was never gone. It was just a transition. No, I was here. I was here. Don't you let them forget we are here, 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 oh, we are here, we are here, we are here, we are here, oh, we are here, we are here, we are here, we are here, we are here. Don't you let them forget that we are here. Don't you let them forget that we are here, we are here. Don't you let them forget that we are here, here. Don't you let them forget we are here. Don't you let them forget we are here. Don't you let them forget we are here. Body counts as pillars of political platforms, the new norm. Adjust expectations, headlines with the dead. We say just a place in the store, pick up the pace. The bottom gets restless and reckless. Pass around the test as suggested. Would be best if we suppress the unrest and implement initiatives, create safe spaces. What's a safe zone if it don't include the homes of saviors and liberators wandering in labyrinths of boarded up dreams with their wings clipped? Feet dipped into the concrete of this kingdom of clones, the city of thrones, this hard little town by the sea. Time bucks and weeds, but it never changes. Things like segregated suffering. If we burn enough of them, we'll see how fragile power will be. That we are more than the brown bodies that they perceive to be predators whose lives slip like sand. In between the hourglass, second minute, hour hand, return me to the dust again. Trust in a system that seems to leave me battered. How is it a threat if I say that my life matters and there's imperfection in your reign supreme? You can't let go of your privilege long enough to see the seams tear free. You can't let go of your privilege long enough to let the seams tear free. You can't let go of your privilege long enough to see the seams tear free. Cause remember, no matter what, that we are here. We ain't going nowhere, no, no, we are here. No matter what, we are here. No matter what, we are here.
Are you referring to specific initiatives in Baltimore? What's a safe zone when you talk about safe zone?
So I think that it is amazing and very important and integral that we have safe zones in inner city spaces where kids and families can feel safe from whatever, whether that be the police, whether that be any sort of activity that's happening near their homes that makes them feel unsafe. I think that it's awesome that we have a safe zone in those areas. But I do not see that as a long-term fix. You know what I mean? Like, to create an oasis within chaos does not correct the chaos. It just gives a limited amount of space for people to escape that chaos. And I think the true answer is to address the chaos and what's happening in the community. And so, like, I always say, like, you know, we have protests and we have people that say, I ain't going to a protest because what's the point? There is a point to protest, you know? Like, we need to show in force, we need to show numbers, we need to show and make a visual statement about how many people are against or whatever. Right. But then there's the other side where we need people to be doing things like lobbying, legislative, policy work, being at home, educating their communities, educating their children, and that piece. And so you don't have to be 100% involved in both. But what I mean when I say what's a safe zone if it don't include the homes or the saviors and the liberators is that all of these children in Baltimore City and in any other places where you are exposed to an environment that can ultimately lead to you having post-traumatic stress disorder, in my opinion, you know, when you're in an inner city and you're in an area where people are being killed around you and your family members are leaving, whether it be for incarceration or murder or whatever, this is creating this sort of thinking where you're consistently in a mode of chaos and the expectation of the unexpected.
Height Keech.
Yep.
Yes.
What's up, man?
Not much.
Yo, so I mean, you've been on the hip hop scene in Baltimore for a while. I would say overall DIY music scene.
Yeah.
Not just hip hop.
Right.
We've talked a bit on the show with other guests about arts and, you know, funding for arts, advocacy for arts. And for you in particular, I know you've done a lot of shows in DIY spaces, do-it-yourself, DIY spaces, art spaces, house shows. What do you feel about, you know, support for access to these venues, artists having access to performance spaces? In Baltimore, we just had the Bell Foundry shut down not too long ago. What are your concerns? Do you have concerns, you know, about the future of DIY music?
Well, I really do. We were talking before the show about this a little bit, but like, I think there's a movement to like get spaces shut down across the country. Like, like Bell Foundry shut down, and it was in response to the ghost ship stuff, but I think it was kind of like put into motion by like right-wing like trolls and stuff. Did you see anything about this? Like, yeah, like there's a list of places that, you know, it's like they specifically targeted Baltimore and DC and said, you know, like, let's focus on getting these spots shut down before the inauguration. So I guess in their mind there'll be less like left-wing activism or something, or like anarchist stuff, or but I don't even see how that would stop anything.
And I personally have a theory about having artists in office.
Right.
My theory with having artists in office is I think that when you have not just creative-minded people shaping policy, and legislation, but you have passionate people who actually have some kind of moral compass. You know, when you talk to politicians, they talk about making these immoral decisions for the sake of saving face with, you know, a corporate relationship or something, as if you're not devastating hundreds of lives. You know what I'm saying? When you do that, in order to get your paycheck to get reelected, or whatever project you're working on in your city. So I have this, my concept about having more creatives and more artists in position of power is kind of a hope that we wouldn't have to always scramble to like open up new venues and, you know, trying to find new ways of, you know, expressing ourselves, but that you know, that one day there would be set places of access where, you know, we could go and be free. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, one thing, when I toured with 83 Cutlass, who you know, like, he was talking about, what if there was one venue per city in America that was like, who cares if it's like a nonprofit or what, like how it functions, but it's not, if it's volunteer based or something, it's like, it seems like there's always so many tours happening and like one venue too little, or something like, so I don't know. I guess I see how something like that, it's like something more organized and like not about like this bar has to make this certain amount of money or something. Could like really help everything, but also I don't like, I'm not like the most like civic-minded guy. Like I don't exactly know how it would work.
Yeah.
I would leave that up to you and Ryan Dorsey.
Nah, but I mean, I think it's going to take like a lot of us like having conversations like this.
Of course,
yeah. Another question I got for you. You are a rapper.
Yeah.
A white rapper.
Yeah.
In a 60% black city.
Yeah.
You get a lot of love though here. Like everybody loves Height. But tell me about that. Like what has been that evolution? I mean, you started out at a time when there were very few white rappers.
Yeah.
And then even more so, almost no DIY rappers. You know what I mean? You were more like on a punk circuit.
Right.
Kind of like talk to me about kind of that evolution from there to today. What's that like?
Well, I guess at first it was kind of like we're off like way over here in this like secret corner of Baltimore or something. Like it's like I always had like people that I worked with and like people that would come to shows and stuff, but it was like really like isolated to the people that I knew, and that's fine. It's just like, because the goal is just to do it. It's not like anything, you know what I mean?
There's no like long-term agenda. It's
right,
just like
right.
Get out there and express yourself.
Yeah, so like, I feel like for me, it started like that, and it was a lot of like so many shows where like, when I started touring, that I would be like the one rapper. Or like it would be like I would just get put on like a punk show, which is cool, you know, or like some other kind of show. And then like I feel like one thing that happened was cool was like seeing the world of like indie, like DIY kind of hip hop, like just like sprout up across the country. Like, you know, like, oh, now you come back to this place and like now these people know like 3 MCs that would want to do something like this, and like, and then at this, like another big change for me was like I don't know if we want to like go into explaining what it is, but there was like the rap round robin shows that we've done.
No, we should totally.
Yeah, y'all should. I love that concept. Yeah.
So it was like a show where it would be like 6 or 8 or some amount of acts like sort of around the perimeter of the room at different stages, and then like the audience would be in the middle, and the acts would go like one song per round. And that was like, that kind of started as like our little fun thing, like me and my group of people that I was playing with at the time, and but that is something that kind of branched out and helped me like meet all these different people. Like that's how I feel like that's how we first met.
Yeah.
Through like Soul Cannon playing.
Yeah, my band Soul Cannon did the Rap Round Robin in 2011. I think.
Yeah, and Ooh played that, and like Kane Mayfield, and
Wow.
so like I don't know. That's kind of what made me get introduced to like the larger Baltimore hip hop scene. I think, you know.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it's a great contribution, the Rap Round Robin concept, because it definitely brought a lot of different types of artists together, and kind of, I think it breaks down a lot of the silos. Even when we go to do shows on the road and we take the Rap Round Robin on the road, you see artists that sometimes normally wouldn't perform together, performing together.
Right.
And I think it's an important point to bring up, because when we talk about organizing, we talk about activism, we talk about politics, we talk about hip-hop, DIY music, it's kind of similar in that the progression happens because of little steps. You know,
Yeah.
little things that happen over the course of time gets you to that bigger picture and that end goal.
You gotta run under the gun, stay in suspension. You gotta think, you gotta dip, you gotta sleep. And don't just jump out in the street with good intentions. You gotta wait, you gotta hunt, you gotta creep. Unending blaze. Unending blaze. Hey! Out in the ash, these hammers crash against the mountain. 1,000 tears, you gotta cry out in the dark. Out in the cold, don't throw your gold into the fountain. Tonight's the night, we gotta move to make a spark. Unending blaze. Yes, unending blaze. Huh. Unending blaze. Unending blaze.
Jay, you work for Chase Brexton Healthcare that recently won a union contract with SEIU. Tell me about that. First, let people know exactly what Chase Brexton Health is.
Chase Brexton is a federally qualified healthcare center. We have several locations in Easton on the Eastern Shore. We have a Randallstown location, a Columbia location, our downtown location, and a location in Glen Burnie. We also have an office at MICA for student issues. We provide wraparound healthcare services, dental, pharmacy, behavioral health, case management, medical in terms of infectious disease, so HIV, Hep C, any of those things. And specialty needs, we have OB care, and then we also have like regular primary care if you're like 20 and you just get your physical every year because you're supposed to. So we kind of have all that wrapped around. And the important thing is that we have it in the city. It's a central location. Transportation is an issue for some people. You know what I mean? Like if you got to go one place to see your doctor and then, you know, ride a whole nother bus to get to your dentist, that's an issue. So we try to have everything in one place. That's what Chase does. So we are working off of an integrated healthcare model, meaning every department is linked into that person's care. So your therapist, your case manager, your doctor, the pharmacy, your dentist, everyone is on the same team in terms of your healthcare, which helps because when we're talking about inner cities, there's just a whole lot of other stuff people have to deal with.
Yeah.
So if you can get your healthcare in one place, that takes a lot off your plate, especially when you're dealing with complicated health issues. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have several different diseases going on, like if you have HIV and Hep C, or if you have Hep C or something else. So anyway, that's what Chase does.
If I was a rich man, maybe I would rule the world. But I am just a poor woman, so all I have is righteousness. If I was a rich man, maybe I would rule the world. I am just a poor woman, so all I have is righteousness. It's all I have. They tell me that it's all I have. I'll hold on to it, it's all I have. Said it's all I have. Yes, and I watch my enemies, their wickedness progress them further. Should I, your faithful daughter, fight them in your name? Proclaim my righteousness, wear it like a banner shining. No, not hiding, pride aside, I find distaste in praise. Unless its mission is to take you higher. You told them first by water, then by fire, purge the wicked from their heart. I do not wish your envy for their fate, but the desire for the fruit they taste. You tell me I just want the fruit they taste, Lord. I sometimes just envy for the fruit they taste. You said I sometimes envy for the fruit they taste. Said I. Oh, but you tell me, you say, hey, remember, oh, remember who you are. Remember, hey, remember who you are. Oh, remember who you are. You are the daughter of righteousness. Yo. But money over country, over family, over blood, over love, over lust, overstand what it does. It distracts, it detaches. And those who may lack it can find life is hard with very harsh tactics. Now, chicks won't turn heads if brothers can't pack it in. I can't cop nothing, so I look past it. But there are times when my need gets drastic and them belly getting full up off my stolen rations. They be jumping through hoops to keep my eyes in trances. Mr. Hands dip into the well, it's tapped in this. It's far too late to try to change the past of the time I wasted craving what I ain't have. As righteous as you are, you still require cash. Gotta fund the revolution if that thing gon' last. So we be fundraising for change like a campaign now, yo. Money matters, money matters, money matters. Maybe if I was a rich man, maybe I would rule the world. But see, I am just a poor woman, so all I have is righteousness. If I was a rich man, maybe I would rule the world. I am just a poor woman. All I have is righteousness. It's all I have. So I hold on to it. It's all I have. So I hold on to it. I'll be rich in righteousness. I'll be rich in righteousness. I'll stay rich in righteousness if that's all I have.
Height, you got a song, The World's Oldest Man.
Yeah.
You talk about pulling the gold out from the swamp. I feel like this could be seen as a metaphor for like the larger art scene. Baltimore is a place that's faced with a lot of troubles. 300 homicides a year. Of course, lead paint's been a long time issue. you know, the police brutality is an issue, police accountability being an issue, gentrification, all of these things that are happening in Baltimore. But there's a beautiful art scene here.
Yeah.
It is an art hub. You know, we have one of the longest running and most reputable arts festivals happens here every summer, Artscape, which is indicative of really the quality and the amount of art that we have here. Is that kind of the metaphor you're talking about, pulling the gold out of the swamp? Or?
Well, that wasn't what I was thinking.
Okay.
I guess I kind of meant as far as like swamp of your own life, like as in like trying to do the best with where you find yourself in life, you know. But like I hope to write things almost always where it's like if you see it as what you said, then it can work like that as well.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
You feel like that's one you write in that way a lot of times with your music.
Like almost always, yeah. Like I don't want people to be like, "You're right, I should brush my teeth." Or like there's not like one like message, but like there can be many messages, you know.
Okay.
I'm the world's oldest man. Spurn the lights that burn, churn the cream slow, pull the shades drawn. Everyone's awake, make the ground shake, move it till the dawn. I've been in the days, I've been trudging half speed through the mud. Now I feel the lightning, let it run right through my blood. I'm the world's oldest man. I've been on the move ever since time began. Standing on the mound, plant the flag down, telescope is aimed. Staring at the void, watch the asteroid burst into flames. Cutting through the strath, there's a path I gotta stomp. Time is ticking down, gotta pull the gold out from the swamp. I'm the world's oldest man. I've been on the move ever since time began. I'm the world's oldest man. I've been on the move ever since time began.
I feel like you, yourself, J. Pope too, artists that I know from here, we kind of do that, like pull the best out of the so-called swamp, you know what I mean? You know, I enjoy the TV show The Wire, but it's not all that's here. You
Right,
know what I mean? It's a lot more, so much more beauty in it.
It's not even half of what's here.
Not even close.
And I think a lot of times people don't realize that where they live is also like The Wire.
Right.
You know, like you know, like somebody in like Detroit will be like, "Is it really like?"
It's like, isn't it like that here?
right. Exactly.
But I feel like that's kind of the part of this otherness that has like become more in the forefront with like the Trumpisms or whatever. Is that like you think that you're not like this other person, but really you are.
Right.
But we just start talking in these two different languages that we don't understand each other. So when we talk about like the forgotten man, and we talk about people living in the inner city, you're kind of like the same person if you talk to each other. Like people in the Appalachians and people in Baltimore City have some pretty similar things in common, but we cling to these ideas of otherness.
Yeah.
Of like you're this and you're that, and we can't get along, but we have
like
the same goals.
Tony Lauren likes to, you know, like seem like she's advocating. Oh, the people in Middle America,
Right.
They don't feel like they're being heard.
The
They don't feel like
forgotten
being
man.
heard. But
Yeah.
then she'll turn around and like shut down Black Lives Matter. And it's just
Right.
like, well, here's another group that does not feel like they're being heard. You
Yeah.
know. And so I think you're right. Like, you know, having conversations, continuing to talk to each other, and you know, I always try to push people to step outside of their comfort zone. You know. And just reach out, like just because somebody's a Trump supporter or Republican or Democrat or liberal or green, you know, whatever their political affiliation is, you know, we could still sit down, you may all like crabs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We could find some kind of common ground among each other. Last question I got for y'all for today. When it's all said and done, this life is over, and we're talking about Dan Keech past tense. We're talking about...
This is what I'm talking about when my life is over. I'm talking about Dan
We're
Keech.
talking about Jasmine Pope.
That's okay.
End
No,
of
it's cool.
end of the interview, we're going to talk about the end of your life as well.
St. Peter's, like, what did you do?
End of the interview, we talk about the end of your life as well. All said and done, it's all over. We're
Okay.
talking about Jasmine Pope past tense. We're talking about Height Keech past tense. What do you want to say? What do you want people to be able to say about your contribution to the world?
I want people.
You got 1 minute each.
That's fine. I need less. So I have a son, and I want people to say that he embodied the things that she believed in, made it his own, and ended up being an awesome person.
That's awesome.
And I'm good.
I like that.
No pressure, Avery. Go ahead. You're good.
I guess I just want to, as far as like music or something, I just want to have it be like mission accomplished as far as like my own mission. I don't know, that people can tell it's like what it was supposed to be, And then other than that, just like he was a nice guy, hopefully, I guess. And that's it.
Thanks again for coming on the show, y'all. I really appreciate y'all coming
Thank
and
you.
talking with us. We need to do this again. A lot more stuff.
Yeah.
And thank you for joining us again for another episode of The Whole Bushel. To stay up on what these artists are doing, you can check their links under this video. To check out past episodes and future episodes, go to therealnews.com. You can also check our Facebook page, The Whole Bushel. And we also have videos on YouTube. All right, see y'all next time.